Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Although you do not see me, I'm just showing you another one of my artwork that I have done. It took me about 3 months because all I did is went there and did it at 5 minutes at a time. When my mind was in. When my mind was out, I was out somewhere else. That's one thing. I'll let you look at that, but I want to tell you something else. Everybody keeps bothering me about medication and medication. I'm bipolar, man. The only reason I can do all that I can do is because my mind goes 1,000 miles an hour. So I adjust it with this. You know what that is? Seroquel and lithium. If you take it at the right time and the right amount, it works. Whether you swallow it or put it under your tongue is something different. Now you have to know how to take it. You see, the doctors once told me, take it all in the morning. Another doctor said, take it all at night. In fact, they really didn't care as long as you took it. That's the way I understood it because that's the way it was explained by 10 different doctors. So for the first 3 years, they prescribed me 1,500 milligrams to take all at bedtime. And I asked and I begged that I can take a little earlier. She says, you'll fall asleep. But when I fell asleep, if I woke up before 15 hours, I wasn't right. So I wasn't right for 3 years. I had all kinds of anxiety and panic. And finally, I said to myself, you know what? There's only one person who knows how I feel. It's me. I'm in the body of my mind. Holy. You don't think I can control myself? You think I'm an idiot? I haven't hit anybody in my life. I work on logic and ration. When somebody chains you up to a bed, what are they working on? They're treating you like animals because they don't know you. Before anything starts, they tell you, I don't know you. So they tie you down, they give you some pills, they knock you out. And they still don't know you when you leave. But you know what? If you're calm the way they think it is good, well, then it's good, but it's not right. Because there's many types of people, you know. There's hyperactive people out there. There's hyperspacing. There's hyper anything, but everything. There's a hyper, and you can't make everybody the same. It's almost like the fucking, excuse my language, I shouldn't have done that. It's almost like those people out there trying to act like the Germans. When the Germans try to change everybody and make everybody the same, it doesn't work. Everybody's body is different. Everybody's blood is different. We have a different weight. We have different pigmentation. We're all different. And we're not white because white doesn't exist. We're beige. Ching, 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 the change, Beijing. A time and a place for someone else who has the eyes of a slant. You know why they're slanted? Because that's the way it works on the TV. They have better vision. They sit down on the floor for a better connection and feel the vibration. Should anything shake, they'll feel it first. While we stand on our feet just like shock absorbers and do nothing else but hop around like little bunny rabbits trying to find any hole in the closet. You know what I'm saying? I take my pills. In fact, I get scared when I run low. Because if I have to do my work, my mind automatic goes faster. So I have to slow it down so I can work at the right speed so I can get the job done right. You see, I'm making 600 now, and sometimes I'd like to take 8. But other days I'd like to take 4. But at the end of the month, or the 2 weeks are up, 600 was my average. And I took it, let's see, I take it breakfast, and I'll take it every 3 hours. Just like the clock. Every 15 minutes. 3 hours, it's like 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes. It makes an hour, it makes half the day. I try to take it and break it up so that my system doesn't bite to it. You see, the word is ser or quell. Ser, when you talk about the ser and you're an older person, it's the garden. It's in the ground, or it's under the tongue, or it's inside the heart. The queel of this item is that they put a coating on it, codeine on it, because they don't want it to sit in your mouth, because it might give you a high. They're scared, they want you to swallow, not because they're afraid you're not, but the Seroquel has a secondary effect under the tongue. Suck a Seroquel, take 50 milligrams, put it under your tongue, and suck on it. First, before you do that, take 100 milligrams and shove it in your belly, well, depending on what you're taking now. If you're taking 100, I'd say put 75 in your belly, or 40 in your belly, or 60% in your belly, and put 40% under your tongue. Put it in your belly, wait about an hour and a half, then put the other piece under your tongue. You'll get a little bit of a high, but at the same time, it'll calm you down as it's connected to the heart. You see, the minute you take a Seroquel, it goes right to the heart, it sticks to the heart, it slows down the heart so much, and the brain is still going, the brain is crying for the blood, thus causing anxiety. The brain needs the blood. That's causing anxiety. And that's why when your blood is bad, you have more anxiety. When you have worry, the mind is confused in which direction it should go, because the mind should know that logic and rationale eliminate most worry. Unless you cause it by yourself, well, then again, you have to start up and try and figure something else. Anyways, somebody asked me a bunch of questions that I'm trying to figure out if I can get it here somewhere. Something to do with the piano. I'm going to like to see my face. What's up? I'm up a long time, man. My computer is so slow. I need 2-3 computers. I can't have it switch pages. Every time I switch the page, I lose time. And every time I lose time, I lose information. I go right over it and on to the next thing. That's why, you know, I jump. I jump because I lose the time. It's like a stop and go. You have to stop the brakes and go. And your engine is always going and going. And if you just keep it one speed, let's go between 50 and 70, giving the tires and everything a little bit of a jiggle, things go well. So anyways, I was looking at the piano. Apparently there's, you see this mess here? 3, 2, 3. There's supposed to be 88 keys, 52 and 36. So that middle key would be 26, which is the first 26 letters of the alphabet, and the other 26. And we couple them up to sound like the other letters. And it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's 7 for God. You see, you want to know how God's numbers work? I'm jumping, so write this down. See, God is 7, the angel is 6, and man is 7. 7 and 7 is 14, the angel 6 is 20. In background, that's game over. Now, how in the world does man get to be 7? Well, first of all, we live on earth as 6. That's the number. You figure it out. 6 in the T-ball, 6 is the man is 6, 6, 6, 6. Why didn't they finish the 6, 6, 6? Because they're missing the fourth 6. And 18 is not so bad. It's high. It's luck. You're 3/4 of the way. There's only a quarter to go. Hey, that ain't bad. You got an extra quarter in your pocket, 50 cents, you got a phone call. So anyway, the reason for the man having 6 is because on earth, total man equals 1 plus beating all the other men. So he wins the game. Instead of being 6 and equal, he's 7. He's 7 and 6 with his angel. He's 13. Lucky 13. 7 and 6 with angel and God. 13 again. 13, 13. 7 plus 6 is 13 plus 7 is 20. 20 and 20 is 40. 40 days, 40-year war, 40 days in the desert. Why do we double it up? In fact, we got to double it again. We got to put it to 80 now. You know why? Because there's always a story to a story and a story to, the east, west, north, south, the science story. So that makes 80. So that's 4 20s, makes 80. And ohms, 80 ohms. Because the 11 is your fingers. When you count from 0 to 10, you have 9 fingers, so you must go to 11. That counts up the reason for the 11. And in French, 80 ohms is 91. If you take one suit and a deck of cards, you add them up, it's 91. If you take the 4 suits together, it's 364. You add the one red one, the 2 halves of the red section, and 2 halves are the whole. Although it doesn't seem that way, but study it. So now you have an extra day for the 365th day in the year, but we have the black joker. He don't count for very much. He only counts for himself, because that's all he thinks of is himself. You understand? He only thinks of himself, so he doesn't get to be the spade, or in French, pick, 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 pick. So you see, yeah, I lost myself. I started fooling around. So what was I saying? I don't know. Anyways, yes. So there's apparently there's 52 weeks in a year. There's 52 white keys split up at 26. Something to do with 552, and that's because of the pedal on the floor. First you do it once, then you do it 2, then you have the one that takes all the 2, which is 3 altogether. So you multiply it by 1 first, then by 2, then by 3. It goes to 92, which is 11, or 184 by 3. And if you divide 184, if you times it by 3, it's 552, or 5 and 5 and 2 is 12. You see? Where is it in there? You see it anywhere? 5 right there, I see. Hold on. Anyways, let me see it again. Okay, now there's another calculation. 36 and 52. Okay, I can't go on with that. Way too hard. Yeah, the piano is really difficult because I don't know anything about the piano, but I'm quite sure if I study it for about an hour or 2, I'd probably figure it out. But I never would, because there's too many ifs, ands, or buts in it. It's not complete ration. It's more of a science, and I don't know science. I just know what's ration, and I come as close as I can get, and that encourages me to try again and try harder. And as hard as I try, just like in your heart, that little ball that spaces the two blood lines, you know, while one's going up, it's still going up. But they have that space with a little ball that keeps ejecting a little bit of air so there's somewhere to go. Because you know you can't push anything without it being pulled and pushing something else out, like the air. Because you need circulation inside and out. No. I don't know. Let me show you another picture. Something else I did. I'll probably show them all to you tonight because, you know, just in case I lose them. You see that picture? I see it. How come you don't see it? Just turn your head to the left, to the right. Turn all the way around. Turn around. Turn around. Well, if you want to turn around, the best way to turn around is, here, I'll show you how to turn around. Here's a round, and it turns. So you turn around. Do you want to know what this is? This is something to crush up the pot, you know, because it's so hard to break up. It's another ingredient you need to do this, but I rarely smoke at all because I have no protection. Because I can just go to another level, and if I have somebody around me, I can hold the piece and see how I'm doing and give me the extra pills, this and that, just to make sure I'm cool. Fine. Otherwise, I got to shut it down and get off and just soup up all those circles to put me away. So I'm very, very careful with it. I don't suggest anybody really smoke to go to the places that I go, because I can go because I believe in trust. And I trust and believe. And I trust and believe me. I know what the truth is. I know if I lie. And I'm not saying a word right now, and I can look into my head and find a lie. I see one. But that one I see was a white lie. Why? Because I had to fool the people. Like, Moses. You see, I have to lie sometimes to calm the nerves when it doesn't change the situation, and regardless, no one's ever going to find out. If I told you I met 3 people at the store, you wouldn't know the difference, and it wouldn't make any difference because the clerk is there. And then he turns around and he's still there. And then he turns around again, he's still there. There, you got 3 people. One more time, he turns around, you got 4. You got 1 man with 4 positions. So you met 4 people. And then he told you his name in 4 positions, so you had 8. And he told you his last name and his name. So you had 8 by 8 by 8. 8 by 8 is 64. 64 by 8 is 480. 480 and 32 is 512. 5 by 12. Okay. Yeah, the piano keys, right, was 36, 52, like black into the white. And if we would check this out on one side, it would be, no, but there's 88 keys altogether. So we'd have to put 88 in the center. 36 to 88 is 52. 52 away from 36 is 16. 8 and 8 minus 8 is 0. 16 sweet 16, or 8 and 8 is 16. Couldn't understand that one, right? So I wasn't doing BS. Sometimes I'm going to fool around, right? I'm just not into it right now. I just want to show you my picture, and it's late, and I've been on this computer, and it's been down and up. I think I spent 14 hours on this computer and did 2 hours of work. I mean, I get all the information, all of a sudden it goes away. I'm going to save it. So I should worry it's in my head not to forget. The Sirico did that for me, $1,600. All it kept asking me is, what's next? What am I thinking of? What? Okay, no, let me readjust. Okay, what am I thinking of? Continuously, until I changed my diet. And I changed the way I took the pills. I took them all, but I took them a little different. Like I said, every 2 to 3 hours, I'll take a 50 or 100. Usually I'll take a 50 in the morning, then a 50 at lunch. And then as the day gets closer to night and stress piles in, I'll take a little bit more. I'll take a 75 3 times later, and I'm perfect. It breaks down into my body. I feel good. I'm never moody, and I'd like to know from all the people who really know me. There's only one time I ever got moody. And Mr. Moody, what TV show is that? Mr. Mooney. Is it Lucille Ball or is it Jed Clampett? There's California, the place you ought to be, so they loaded up the truck and they went to Beverly. I quit smoking a year ago, and I started smoking a little bit just because I'm testing something, and I find that when I do smoke, I can cleanse my lungs a little bit. I know how to cleanse my lungs a bit. Actually, I know how to cleanse them pretty much. Still no good because the reaction of this and the salts and the